All right, welcome back, all you beautiful Bulletproof Handymen and women, to the Bulletproof Handyman Business YouTube channel. Today, we're going to do a quick start guide for the Jobber mobile app. This mobile app, I think a couple years ago, honestly, I wasn't a huge fan of. I gave a lot of feedback on it. I know everybody else gave a lot of feedback on it. One of the great things about Jobber is they listen to your feedback and then they actually implement it. So today, this app is amazing. Now I can use it to literally run my whole day. Once I leave the house, this app is what's running my entire day. And it saves me on a lot of documentation and stuff when I get home because I can do a lot on the job. So what we're going to do today is I'm just going to give you a quick start guide. I'm going to show you the basics of how this app is going to flow your workday throughout the day and also show you how to do all the things you're going to need to do on it. Before we get started, there is a link in my description for a free trial of Jobber. It's a 14-day trial. And if you decide that you like it and you want to buy it, with my link, you're going to get 20% off for the first 6 months. That's an exclusive discount they gave me. But without further ado, let's get into this app. So what you should see up on your screen right now, hopefully, if I did my job right, is an exact mirror image of my phone. I'm actually recording this at the same time on the phone and on the computer, so you're going to be able to click through everything with me and see what I'm doing. So we're on the home screen. I'm going to click home on the bottom left one more time just to make sure we're there, and we are. So here's your day, Saturday, October 7th. I've got 2 visits. I haven't assigned any values to them. First thing you can do up here at the top is you can swipe real quick and just see what jobs you have. Also, if you need to schedule another job in the middle of the day, you can click on that and just throw one in. Like, let's say there's an emergency call and they need you to take care of that. You can get it in here right away. So come down to the bottom before we click on opening any jobs up, and let's go to schedule. And under schedule, there's a map view so you can kind of see what part of town you're going to be on. There's a list view just so you can see some basic information at a quick glance. And then here's your day view that's actually showing us when the jobs are. Now these are overlapped a little because I know the first one's not going to take as long, but otherwise they'd just be one right above and underneath each other. So there's your schedule. You don't need to do anything with that yet. Now it's the beginning of the day, and let's go back to schedule. Timesheet is in the middle. Now open up your timesheet before you leave the house. For me, the driving time to the job and to Home Depot and whatnot, all of that time is actually included in the, let's say, billable labor hours. So we're about to leave the house, and we're going to go ahead and click clock in. This is going to start your time for the entire day. Whether you pay yourself hourly or not, you still need to know how much time you're putting in. And if you have employees that you assign these to, they would be on this same mobile app at the same time, and they would be clocking in and out so you can track their time. So now we've got that started. Let's go back home again, and let's go ahead and click on this first job right up here at the top. And the first thing we want to do, since our time, now that we've started our time clock, now that our time is being recorded, let's go ahead and record it to this job because this is our first job. So we're going to click Start Timer, and now it's timing us on this job, and it's only timing us for this job. So the clock in is timing us for the day, the timer is timing us for the job. As you can see, we've got a leaky sink, and the job forms also say, so here, line items says labor, kitchen sink leaks. Job forms, there's a form in there for what we do to the leaky sinks. Let's go over here to details. Now we've got the tenant contact info right here. If I click on this, I'm not going to because it's going to end up bringing up my phone book, and I don't need y'all seeing my phone book. But you can click on that phone number that's in green right here, and it's actually going to have you call the tenant. It's going to bring it right up in your phone book for you to call the tenant here. Also up here at the top right, if you look at the very top right, there's a little diamond with an arrow in it. That's going to be your GPS. If you click that button, it will GPS you to the job. However, let's say this job I need to pick up a part for. I'm going to pick up a strainer basket on my way there, and I need to go ahead and get that documented at the time. So let's say I'm at Home Depot now, or Ace Hardware, wherever you're at, and I've just bought a strainer basket, and I want to go ahead and upload that receipt and document it. If you look down here at the very bottom right-hand corner of your screen, you're going to click this plus icon, and then you're going to click on expense, and then click on title, and let's say strainer basket, description, strainer basket. The total, let's pretend like we paid $12 for it. Under reimbursable, say I bought it with my own money and I didn't have a company card with me. Now I know I need to reimburse that to myself. If you have an employee, then they can go ahead and click on reimburse it to themselves if they spent their own money. If you have accounting codes, you can go ahead and click on your accounting codes. I haven't got mine set up yet, but I will be. And then we want to know what this was for. So, sorry, I'm moving a little fast for y'all. So, linked job at the bottom. Click plus. Now we can click the job that we're actually linking this to. And then finally, for attach receipt, hit that save button. And you can just use the app to take the photo. So here's our photo that we're going to take. Boom. If you like the photo, hit that check mark. That saves it. Well, it doesn't save it. You still have to save, but that says that, yeah, you're good with that photo. Click the save button. Now you've saved your receipt for this to the job. That's permanently attached to the job. You don't have to worry about losing the receipt anymore. You don't have to do this when you get home now because you've already done it. So let's go real quick. Let's go back home. Click on that job to open it up again. So we've got the receipt saved. Let's look at the details. There's all the details that we need. Notes. We don't have any notes to add yet. And then let's go back. Again, open up that job. We've got our timer running. So now, guys, now we've picked up our strainer basket. We're on our way to the job. And we're going to come up here and we're going to click the GPS on the top right. Again, I'm not going to click it because it's going to show you my exact location when it opens up the map, and I don't want to do that. But if you click on that, it opens up your GPS. So now you've got your GPS opened up. It's telling you that you're, let's say, 20 minutes away. So what you can do is you can come up here to the very, very, very top right. There's a little text icon. Click on that icon, and it will send an on my way text. Now, you only want to do this if the client is the address that you're going to. I work for property managers most of the time, and I'm doing this with tenants. So I don't want to send this to a property manager. This is going to send to whoever the client is. But if your client is a homeowner, then you can say, send your on your way text. So let's make that 30 minutes because we know we're 20 something minutes away and we don't want to be late. So we're going to say 30 minutes and then send text. And when we send that text, now your tenant or your client otherwise has a text letting them know for sure that you are on your way. And you didn't have to spend a lot of time doing that. So let's say we finally arrived at the job and we're working, we're getting everything fixed. We're getting done getting everything fixed now. And we want to go to, let's see, where's it at? Notes, details, visit. It's going to be under visit. So under visit, you're going to have job forms, and I attached a job form to this, and y'all can make your own forms, and I'm actually going to do a video on how to make these forms as well. But anytime we do a sync, I have some standards where you got to click, you repaired the leak, you thoroughly cleaned and dried the area above and below, filled both basins with plugs, pulled plugs and ran disposal at the same time, and then thoroughly felt around everything to make sure there's no new drips or new moisture, and then save. Now our job form is saved. So whether it's me or whether it's somebody that I've hired to do the work, they've gone through and they've clicked that form off and verified that they did all the leak checks at the end of this job that they needed to do. So we've got that taken care of. Now, we've got the work done. We've documented it. We've got our job form. If you come over here to the right and click notes, we want to add a note. And what the note actually is going to be a file that we're attaching. So again, we can click on this and just say take photo, and you're going to take a photo of the leaky sink. If you like it, you're good to go. Go ahead and save. And now the photo of the completed work is also taken care of. So that's one more thing out of the way. The photo's already attached to the job, and when you do the invoicing, you can just click the button that says, yes, please send the photo with this job when we do the invoice. So we've taken our photo, the work's done. Let's go ahead and come over here and say complete visit. And then you have an option. Do you want to close the job and invoice now, close an invoice later, or leave the job open? For me, I'm probably going to close an invoice later because I do my invoicing when I get home because I want to be sitting at the computer and I want to be able to type and word everything very specifically. So let's say close job and invoice later. Now the job is all completed and we can basically move on. Let me click through and make sure I didn't miss anything here. There's notes, attached files. Get directions, schedule new visit, or delete visit. Yep, so we are good to go. This job is done, this job is completed, and we're ready to move on to the next job. So let's go back to the home screen. That job is done. Here we go. So the next job is going to be a property inspection. Go ahead and click on it. Go ahead and start that timer. Now I've got the timer going. Now there's nobody to text to let them know we're on our way. So we can just go ahead and come up here right next to there, and we can go ahead and click our GPS directions and start GPSing to the job. Once we get there, we scroll down here. The instructions say complete home inspection checklists. Job forms, we have a move out inspection checklist. That's going to be our job form. So we click on this. Let's say we've arrived at the property now, right? And it's time to do our move out inspection checklist. So we get there, and you just start at the top of the checklist. Check driveway for oil stains that need to be pressure washed. Let's say that it does need to be pressure washed. Driveway has multiple oil stains and requires pressure washing. And that's it. Oh, and I didn't turn my microphone off. That's hilarious. Turn off. There we go. Microphone's off. Now, my advice is when you do this at the exact same time, for example, my phone, if you hit the volume up button twice in a row, it's going to bring up your camera. So, boom. Oh, power button twice in a row. Here we go. Brings up the camera, and then I'm going to take a picture of the driveway. And then I'm just going to swipe back, and I'm back into my form, and then I go to the next one. Mailbox is good to go. House numbers are good to go. Weather stripping needs to be replaced. And then go ahead and double click, take your picture, swipe back. Now you've got all the pictures for everything that you're writing up that you're saying is bad. You're going to go all the way through this checklist, all the way down to the bottom. By the way, guys, if you want this checklist, there is also a link in the description for you to request my checklist. Now, you're not going to be able to import it into your jobber. They don't have that feature set up yet for this, but I will send you the PDF, and then you can go into your jobber using my PDF and type everything up, and you can also have a move-out checklist. I think it's the most thorough move-out checklist you're going to find out there. Save your checklist. Now you're all done with that. Let's go ahead and just take a look at the details real quick. Nothing going on there. Notes, nothing going on there. Now, of course, if you want to, you can click on Add Notes and attach files and take photo, or you can choose photos and videos. And again, I'm not going to click on that because it's going to bring up my photo album, and I don't want to be sharing all my personal stuff on here. But you can click Choose Photos and Videos, and once you do, you can go into your album and select all the photos that you just took and get them all imported into here at once, as opposed to having to open this up every single time for every single photo. So we're all done, and we saved our checklist. Let's go back to the visit, scroll down. Doesn't look like we're missing anything here. So we're going to go ahead and say complete visit, close an invoice now or close an invoice later. Let's say we're going to close it invoice later. Now the visit's completed. Go ahead and stop the timer because you're basically done for the day. What I do is I include the drive time to the job and the time on the job. Next job includes drive time to that job and on the job. You could do it the other way. You could start your timer when you get to the first job and then include the drive time that you're taking to the next job. But either way, you're getting half of your drive time and the full job time. And then if you want to document that last little leg or that first little leg of the day, you can go ahead and do that. But this job is all completed now, and that's taken us through our entire day. We've gotten our receipts documented and attached to the jobs. We've gotten the time we spent documented to the job. We've clocked in for the day. We can also go ahead and clock out for the day by going over here to timesheet and clicking clock out. And now we're clocked out, and our day is basically done. And that's it. That's all you have to do with this, guys. Now, this is a quick start guide. There's way, way, way more that this software does, and I'm going to try to be doing a whole lot of videos on all of the intricacies and the ins and outs, because something I learned with Jobber was right off the bat. It's very simple and intuitive, and it took care of everything I needed in the beginning. But I found with Jobber that every time I need some extra functionality, every time I want something very specific that I can manage in a very specific way, I can usually find a feature on Jobber that covers that, like for example, creating the job forms. And then I can go ahead and use that feature. And you're not going to want to learn all that on day one, of course. You'd be inundated with information. But I'm going to start doing videos on all the little things that you can do to tweak Jobber, customize Jobber, and personalize Jobber. So I want to remind you all one more time, there's a link in the description for your free trial if you want to give it a try. I highly suggest you do. If you like it and purchase it, you'll get 20% off for the first 6 months if you're using my link. I do really hope that this video has been extremely useful for you guys. And you guys also, if you want, email me at bulletproofhandymanbusiness@gmail.com to ask me any additional questions, especially to ask me how to do certain things in Jobber. I'd be happy to reply to you if I do know how. And then we're going to go ahead and shut this recording down, and I will see y'all on the next one.